bring on 3 special guests today. We have Tori DeMarco, Robert Santana, and Marissa Mazziotti that are going to be coming on. But I wanted to talk a little bit about October, this month. This month is going to be the month that you can reach for that bigger goal. This is the month that you can hit that 30K, that 40K, that 50K, whatever it is that you're reaching for, you can go after that this month with an extra 7 days. I know I was talking to Kelly Dywall earlier, and she just started with us last week, and she's working another job. She wants to quit that job and start here. And she said, how do I make sure I hit these goals and I'm able to quit my full-time job? And we talked about setting a schedule. And she sent me a picture last night of her calendar, and every single day has something on it. And she booked everything out. She put her goal for the month, and every time she makes a sale, she's subtracting it down. So 20,000 is her goal. She's already at 14,000. She has 14,000 left. So whatever it is that you need to do to reach your goal, whether it's writing it on the mirror, putting it on paper, telling yourself it every single morning, affirmations are huge. Whatever it is, you can go after it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk with these 3 agents today, and I want everyone to realize what these 3 agents have in common. It's the 2 things that are different between a 50K producer and a 10K producer is high activity and a great attitude. That's really all it is, guys, because we have the resources here in front of us. All we have to do is keep our activity high, keep practicing, keep sitting in front of more people, keep dialing the phones, and keep a great attitude. And I really think that that's the only thing, because all of these people that are here on this leaderboard, 164 agents, everyone in this room, no one started with life insurance experience, or maybe you had a little bit of life insurance experience, but everyone comes from a different place here. And so if you can realize that 164 people from all different backgrounds can do this, you can too. And you have to have a vision. So you have to see yourself here a year from now, and you have to be able to commit to yourself. And maybe you have to have that conversation with your family, letting them know this next year is going to be hard, but I have to do this for our family, because what does plan B look like? Does it look like you're working for your dreams, or is it for someone else's? And one thing I was thinking about this, we always say, what you do now, you're going to see in 90 days. So I want everyone to think about, just for a second, wherever you are, whether you have to close your eyes, just think about it. What you do right now in these when we get off this call tomorrow, in the next 30 days, is going to set up for what your family's holiday is going to look like this year. Whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it is that you do, if you're in class right now, if you're in contracting, if you've been here a year, if you've been here 1 month, whatever you do in these next few weeks is going to determine what it's going to look like under the tree. It's not all about presents, but you can change your family situation here if you really, really want it bad enough. So without further ado, I do want to bring up our first rising star of Rise. Her name's Tori DeMarco. Tori, do you want to come up here?
Absolutely.
Let's scoot this back. All right.
Hi, everyone.
This is Tori. So Tori, I just want you to start off. Tell us a little bit about where you came from, how you found FFL, and how long you've been here.
Okay, awesome. So I worked for a company called Upward Projects. If you're local to Arizona, they own Postino Wine Bar, Windsor, Churn, and Joyride Taco House. So I was with the company for about 5 years. I started off at Joyride, worked my way up to Postino, was a little bit better money. And I knew Tim Patterson, who works here. And I trained him at Joyride, and then we moved on and we worked at Postino together. And he got out of the restaurant industry to come into life insurance. And I think he worked at a company with you prior to FFL. And he was hyping it up to me, 2 years ago. And I was just very uninterested. I was like, cool, Tim, whatever, move on. And I was very complacent. I felt confident in what I did at Postino. I had regular customers that came back, and it would only sit in my section. They would text me, are you working? Because if not, I'm not coming in. And it was a wonderful feeling, and I enjoyed that. And I talked about management there, and I was getting ready to really take the step forward and trying to grow myself there. I was going to school for nursing, but I needed to do something different. I knew I wanted to grow in some way. And then COVID-19 happened. Totally just blindsided everybody. And I was let go, or not let go, but we were late. Everybody was laid off temporarily in, what was it, March? Yeah, so March. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, March, everybody got temporarily laid off. And I was forced to, for the first time ever in my life, dig deep down inside and figure out what I wanted. It was probably one of the hardest financial times in my life, but like mentally, it was the most clarifying time of my entire life. I really was able to take a step back. I was forced to not work these 10-hour shifts getting home at 1 a.m. All of a sudden, I was able to have dinner with my fiance, and I was going to bed at like 8:30, and I was waking up refreshed, and I was like, what kind of life is this? Do people actually live like this? And I was forced, I kind of fell into a habit where, yes, I was financially struggling, but I had such more peace of mind that I just thrived in it. And I was like, whatever I need to do to obtain this type of lifestyle and to eventually have this type of lifestyle, along with maintaining a financial freedom, that's what I need to do. So I kind of, Tim brought this up to me months ago, and he got me involved in the Facebook group. And I just very, lurking in the shadows, I followed everything. I knew everything about your life. I knew everything about Nina's life. Shout out Nina. Because I was just like, these are women that are my age, and they have complete financial freedom. They are growing a business. They're, complete boss bitches, everything that I wanted to be, and two women that are, one that's my age and one that's younger than me. And I'm watching Nina, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna turn 25 this month, $50,000. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what, oh, how is this even real life? And I lurked in the shadows for quite some time, kind of following everybody, and I was still skeptical of it. It is one of those things where you hear about it, and your whole life, I know you mentioned about mindset, like your whole life, you're taught, especially from your parents and your grandparents, you work hard and then you go home. You work hard and you go home and you make ends meet. And no one talks about the opportunities that's not what life is. It's so much more than just working a 9 to 5,
right,
working super hard to get somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
And then you die.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to just work to retire, or what is it? What is it that they say? Work to live. Work to live. Yeah, exactly. You wanted more than that.
Exactly. So I finally got serious, and I scheduled my test, and I took my test. I got just a 71, which was perfect. I was never so happy about a 71 in my life. I literally looked at everybody, and I was like, yes. I came out the gate. They're like, you passed. I was like, I just passed, but I don't care. And I started to dive deep into the training videos, and I started to really get serious about it. I started to watch videos with Grady, videos with Julius, Jordan, you. Again, I was stalking you in Nina's live, so I knew everything about you guys, and it was just so inspiring. And I started to really create the mindset prior to even passing my test of, you can't fail. That's it. If other people can come and they can write $10,000, $20,000 weeks, so can you.
So you didn't make a plan B, you just went all in.
Yeah, no.
When did you start?
So my very first day in the field was last Wednesday.
Okay.
And we were out in Kansas City, and I made like $700 on Wednesday. And I remember, you see all these high numbers on the leaderboard. And I remember kind of thinking in the car when I got in the car, I was like, well, that was cool, but where's my 1,400? And then I thought to myself, what are you talking about? And it's crazy, but I started hyping myself up in the car. I'm like, you just made $700 in one day, in an hour. Let's go. Are you kidding me? What if you do two $700 sales in one day? And I just I had to bring my energy back up, because otherwise I would have lost my momentum. And for me to be discouraged about making $700 in 1 hour is the most absurd thing that I can't even believe that crossed my mind, because I used to do anywhere from $800 to $1,000 working a 50-hour week, clocking out early at Postina, you know?
Yeah. How many
And
tables would it take to
I
make
can't,
$7,000?
that gives me a headache just thinking about it. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so Thursday started our new week, and this is my very first week, and I wrote $7,138. And thank you. But I do want to give everybody a quick background of where I was. Last Friday, I got home from Kansas City and I had a pit in my stomach. I had to check my bank account, and I had negative $174 in my checking, and I was getting daily fees on my savings because I only had like $310. And if you take away the 310 minus my 174, I had about $100 to my name. Okay.
Yeah.
And today I have $7,000 in my bank.
Yeah. That is, I mean, that's powerful. And there's obviously a reason for the emotion, you know, like this is an emotional business. And I think a lot of us have had a first week or a second week or a month that's been emotional. And it's because I don't know where else you can go and come in and make this kind of money right away, you know, and be around a bunch of other people who are doing the same thing. So what we have here is really special, and I'm really glad that you found this opportunity.
Absolutely.
I want to run through your phone script. Can we do that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So Tori is.
I'm already ring. Sorry, go ahead.
Marissa and I were taking notes from Tori in Kansas City because right when she made her first few dials, it was insane. She handled every objection, and like I said, we were taking notes from her. So let's role play. I'll be client, you be you.
Okay. Ring.
Hello,
Ashley.
Yes.
Hey Ashley, this is Tori. I'm getting back to you in regards to the Facebook post you responded to about Arizona's state-regulated burial and final expense information. You put your favorite hobby is biking. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm here in the office putting your packet together, and before I finish, I need to verify that the information you listed is correct. It looks like you put your birthday down as July 20th, 1992, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And then I have your address at 1234 Cherry Lane over in Oakland, correct?
That's me.
Perfect. And then I'm not sure if I'm missing it here, but did you list that you're a smoker or non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
Excellent. I love to hear that. So Ashley, all of our programs are non-medical, meaning that they require no physical, no blood or urine samples, no needles. My job as a medical underwriter is just to come get this information that you requested out to you and make sure that you're not in a nursing home, any type of hospice care, and make sure that no one's getting insurance under your name. Is that okay?
Okay, so you have to come over?
Yes, I do. It's just so that I can definitely verify that you are in good health and you are who you say you are.
Okay.
And then it looks like they have me dispatched in your area on Tuesday and Wednesday. Which days would work better for you?
I've got a couple things going on both days, maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, awesome. I'm really busy too, so this won't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes. I know we all have lives we have to maintain. So I have Wednesday. Would you prefer morning or afternoon?
Morning.
Morning, excellent. So I can come over as early as 7 a.m. so that we can get it out of the way and you can go about your day, or I can let you sleep in a little bit and head over around 9:15. What works better for you?
Let's do 9:15.
9:15?
Yeah.
Excellent. So do you have a pen and paper on you?
No, but I can grab one.
Okay, awesome. I'll give you a second.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna have you write this down. Tori DeMarco. Okay. You're gonna put 9:15 Wednesday morning. And I'm gonna give you a confirmation code. It's going to be T as in Tori, D as in DeMarco, 111. Okay, can you repeat that information back to me?
Yep, I have Tori at 9:15. Confirmation code is TD111.
Excellent. And then Ashley, do you live in an apartment or a single family home?
It's just a home.
A home, fantastic. And is it relatively easy to find on my GPS?
Yeah, we're the last house on the left.
Excellent. Any gate codes or anything that I have to worry about?
Nope.
Fantastic. Any guard dogs?
We do have a dog, we'll put him up.
Well, you don't have to. I love dogs, so feel free to keep him out if you want, unless he's going to bite me or anything like that. But okay, other than that, Ashley, I have you down for Wednesday at 9:15, and I will see you then, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.
That was good. That was really good. Okay, so I want you, can you run us through your right in the beginning of your in-home?
Yeah.
What you said, so let me be more specific.
Okay.
I want you to share with them exactly what you say it is that you do, and then what today is going to look like at the appointment.
Okay.
So just a quick who you are, what you're there to do, and then let them know, what it is that you're going to do.
Okay.
Did I repeat myself? I think I did, but
Yeah. Okay, so I'd walk in and say, hi, my name is Tori DeMarco. I'd show them the license on the back of my notebook, and I would just say, feel free, I got this from Nina, feel free to take a picture of it if you'd like. You can look me up when I leave, anything like that, just to verify I am who I say I am. With that being said, I am a medical field underwriter, so my job is to come out here and get a quote that's going to be affordable for you. And comfortable. I want to make sure that no matter what I leave today, offering you options that will protect you and your family if you were to pass in the near future, and to make sure that it's affordable for you. Luckily, with me being a field underwriter, I'm a broker, so I'm able to work with over 30 different companies, offering over 110 different policy types. So it really gives me the availability to shop around for you and make sure that I get you the best of the best. Okay. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to ask about 2 minutes worth of financial questions, medical questions, and then we're just going to go into your medical history. We're going to do a quick prescription check. And if we find something that we think is affordable for you, it does take insurance companies a little bit they also have to make a decision and make sure that they want to protect you. So I'd prefer that we get an application in today. That does not mean you're locked in. You have a 30-day look period. We can make adjustments. We can cancel whatever you prefer. But it's really important that we get coverage in for you today so that we can take care of your family. You're only getting older, and you could be one medication away from being approved or denied. Okay.
Good job. That's awesome. That was awesome.
Thanks. Thanks.
Tori, last thing before we go, will you tell everyone what leads you're running and how many sources that you have right now?
Yes.
First weekend.
Yeah, so I had 4. I did happy agent leads, game time, the 1-month CRMs, just because there was an abundance of those. And then every time I check every single day for the new internet instant life leads, every day and every time I see one, I grab it.
Awesome. Awesome job. Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. That was Tori DeMarco. She's awesome. She's been here 1 week, and there is no doubt that she will be at the top of the leaderboards this month.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to bring on, next we have Robert Santana out in Florida right now. I think he's actually with Gage. So we're going to bring him on real quick. Yeah.
Just search.
Oh, hello. Thank you. I'm over here scrolling. See if he's on.
Talk to him.
Hey, Robert. Robert, you there?
There you go.
There you are.
Hello. How's
How's it
everybody
going?
doing? It's going good. It's going good. Gage isn't here. He got stuck at the airport.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to introduce you. So Robert, how long have you been here with us?
Just finished my what's been 23 days, whatever today's date, 25 days now, or 24.
Okay. And I know you had a pretty big first 2 weeks. It looks like what did you do in your first 17 days? What did you submit?
It was a little over 25,000 my first 17 days.
A little over 25,000, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And did you have any experience in insurance before this, or tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you found FFL?
I did have a little experience back in 2014, but since then it was, I haven't done insurance since then. So came in a little rusty. I told Gage I was so upset when I went out my first day in the field, only made 1 sale. And he's like, but you made a sale. I'm like, nah. But then I talked with him on the phone. I'm like, this isn't acceptable. What did I do wrong? And Gage is awesome. He coached me through it. And he said one line that stuck with me. He goes, Robert, you're not a life insurance quote guy. You are the field underwriter there to see if they qualify. And man, a light went off in my head. And the next day I went off and I wrote over 7,000.
Wow. Wow. 7,000 in one day?
7,000 in one day. It was like 7,700 or something like that.
Wow, that is awesome. And what leads are you running right now? Or what leads were you running then too?
Facebook leads, Game Time, and Happy Agent. And that was it.
So right before you came to FFL, will you tell us a little bit about what you were doing?
I was in real estate. I was flipping homes, fixing them up, selling them. And my wife is the agent, the realtor. And so we were just working as a team. But I knew I could work harder. I wasn't working as hard as I knew I could be. And I started getting complacent, started getting lazy, picking up bad habits. And then I was like, you know what? We have dreams, we have goals. I've got 2 kids, 2 little ones, and we want them to have a better life than we did. And even though we were making good money, I felt like we were living paycheck to paycheck. So I was like, I got to do something better than this. I always kept my license active for some reason. And then I just saw your ad on Facebook, and that was it. One thing came after another, and I saw that, and I said, all right, let's go. It's go time. So.
That's awesome. So you found us on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And so, Robert, you and I were talking on the phone the other day, and you were talking about how you did the fix and flip through real estate and how you were in business for yourself already. And I know we were talking a little bit about schedule and how you schedule yourself, but will you share a little bit about like what flipped for you? Because you were in business for yourself before. You were in real estate. I remember you mentioned that, you could have went out and flipped more homes and made more money, but you got complacent. So what was it that shifted you? What changed your mind into getting into insurance instead of just kind of staying where you were at? Was it the training? What do you think it was?
I think it's the just being on part of a team. When I was working real estate, it was just me and my wife. And although I love her dearly, it was just me and her. And so to have a big team and be so responsive, like Gage and Jordan. I mean, the moment I text them, they text back. I don't know how they do it. I'm like, man, this is insane. And they're just on top of it. So every time I had a question, he'd call me, he'd explain it. Gage is awesome. I mean, every time I'm like, man, I don't know how you keep up with me, man. So it was nice to be part. I was watching the videos, the FFL, and seeing how, there's this leaderboard, there's all this stuff. And I'm like, it's not just getting to the top, but it's, you have someone who's actually willing to come down and bring you up too, as long as you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
So to have that, people like Jordan and you and Engage to call me, I'm like, you guys are already successful. What are you calling me for? So it was just that whole feeling, knowing that, you're not alone. So that's really what drugged me over to the other side.
Yeah, I love that. And this opportunity is incredible and the money is great. But I will say that I agree with you when it comes to the team. That is when things got tough, that's what kept me here, So if you really plug in to the resources we have here and the people we have here, most people here are not starving. So everyone is willing to help you. You just have to reach out and like Jordan said, find those 3 mentors, find those 3 people to run with, and have those 3 lead sources, and you can't fail. Robert, will you share with us maybe a little bit about your close? So how you get the check?
Yeah. So at the end, what do you mean? Like when I'm already writing the 3 quotes?
Yeah. Or maybe you can tell us what it is that you do if you put 3 quotes down on the paper and kind of what you say at that moment to I guess get them to decide which one they want. Will you go over that? Because I feel like a lot of times people get the quotes down and then they're like, okay, now they're like, okay, here you go. Which one do you want? You kind of share with us it might just be a very small word track, but those little tiny things that you can pick up on could just could help you get the sale. Can you share some?
Yeah, of course. So if I've already wrote down the quotes, I'm kind of like hiding it a little bit, or maybe it's behind my iPad so they don't see the numbers yet. Or I have them with a brochure and they're reading over that. I get done writing all three, I kind of already know their budget. So the middle is their budget. And I say, okay, I did a little research here, and I think I found something that, like I said, my objectives today were affordability and qualification. So the first step is affordability. So out of these three here, I have 12,000, 10,000, and 8,000 actually, okay? Out of these three here, which death benefit or which check do you want to leave behind for John? And I just hand it over and then I zip it up.
Perfect. So you just hand it over and then you get quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, at first, was that uncomfortable?
I mean, I guess when I first did it back in the days, probably, yeah, I can't remember, but
Yeah, I feel like
sometimes
we get uncomfortable when we get quiet, or we ask a question and we get quiet because they're waiting to talk, and you're like, is this where I get in and I start talking? But some of those moments are the most important times to be quiet and kind of let them think. And then sometimes, a lot of times people will, I think Gage hands his pen over and says, circle which one you want. And then he kind of gets started on the computer. So I like that too. That might be a good tip for some people. But that's good. I like that, Robert. And then you've also been running instant leads, right?
I just started. Just started.
Have you dialed them yet?
Yep, I've dialed a few of them. Mm-hmm.
Okay, would you be willing to go over the instant lead script that you're using?
The instant lead one, okay, yeah.
Or if you have another one ready.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all three. I've got a bunch of them here.
Okay. How many appointments do you have booked for Friday and Saturday?
Well, not much today. Today's been a little rough, but I just keep going. We're gonna kill it and this afternoon. So.
Awesome! I love the attitude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. We can whenever you're ready, we can run through it. I'll be client, obviously.
Okay. This is the instant internet. Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Ashley.
Yes.
Hey, Ashley. This is Robert Santana. I'm just getting back to you about that life insurance quote you sent in a few weeks ago. It looks like you put 123 Main Street as your address. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Is that an apartment, a complex, or a house?
It's in an apartment.
An apartment? Okay. And it looks like you put January 1st, 1950 as your birthday. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, perfect. So again, Ashley, my name is Robert. I'm just letting you know that we did receive your request, and I'm the field underwriter assigned to get this out to you and go through a quick eligibility. Just like it said, it's non-medical. What that means is there's no blood work, or physicals required, nothing like that. But it does require me to check to make sure that you are who you say you are, make sure there's no insurance fraud going on, and that you're not strapped down to a hospital bed or on oxygen 24/7 or anything like that. That's not you, is it, Ashley?
Nope, that's not me.
Okay, perfect. Now, Ashley, are you working full-time? Are you retired? Are you disabled?
I'm working full-time.
Working full-time? Okay. What time do you typically walk in the door? Are you about 9 to 5 like most people?
Yeah, typically I get home between 5 and 6.
About 5 and 6? Okay. And now, are you single, married, or widowed?
I'm single.
Single? Okay. Perfect. Well, Ashley, I'm calling you because I will be in your area for the next 2 days seeing other families who've also requested this information. And I have an opening this Friday. You said you get home about 5:36. I'm actually booked up at 5, but I can squeeze you in about 6:15 to 6:45, that little time frame there. Which one works better for you, 6:15 or 6:45?
I can do 6:45. That sounds good.
6:45? Okay, perfect. Now, Ashley, I'm going to jot that down here in my calendar. Can you grab a pen and paper? Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, perfect. I got it.
All right, my name is Robert Santana, and my license number is W as in whiskey, 177971. Can you repeat that back to me?
W.
177. Yeah, 971. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to have my ID and my badge with me, so you know it's me. I've got a big beard and long hair, almost like those bikers you see on the road, okay? Just a little better looking. All right, Ashley?
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, I've got a black Acura. Where do you want me parking? You want me parking in the driveway or on the road?
Oh, yeah, you can park in the driveway.
The driveway? Okay, and the numbers to the house, are they on the mailbox or on the house? Am I going to see it when I drive by?
Yeah, they're on the mailbox and on the street.
Okay, perfect. And the last question, Ashley, do I need to jump over any fences or dodge any attack dogs to get to the doorbell?
No, she's pretty friendly.
She's pretty friendly? Okay, I just want to make sure I need my running shoes on that day. All right. Well, Ashley, I look forward to meeting you and helping your family, okay? I've got you down for Friday between 6:15 and 6:45.
Okay, thanks, Robert.
All right. You have a blessed day. Bye now.
You, bye. That was good. That was very smooth. So in the beginning of that script, for the instant leads, because I know a lot of agents are just starting to order these. So you basically just switch around, instead of saying Arizona State Regulated Final Expense Program or burial expense coverage, you're just switching it to life insurance quote you requested online.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
ma'am. Mhm.
That's great. And how many of those leads did you find in Florida?
I can't remember. I'm
Just-
on, yeah, huh?
You had said though you just keep checking for those leads over and over.
Yeah, all the time. Every time I've got it alerts, so it just comes to my email and I log on as quick as I can and purchase them.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys, those instant life leads, you're going to want to check your CRM every single day for those, because they're going to keep putting them in the CRM, but we have to buy them to keep getting them. And they're only $11 and they're brand new. That's like a third of the cost of our final expense leads, and they're brand new and they're exclusive to just you. So you want to make sure you're checking those every single day. Awesome. Robert, will you tell us a little bit about what goals you have for this 5-week month coming up and what your schedule is going to look like to reach that goal?
Oh, lead flow and activity are my biggest things. So if I can get 6 to 8 appointments per run day, and if I'm not sitting down with those 6 to 8, I'm door knocking. I'm trying to get in a house, sit at least with as many families as I can per day to increase my opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have an appointment goal that you have for every single week, or do you have an AP goal that you want to hit by the end of October for the 5-week month?
Yeah, my goal is 10K each week. That's 2,500 each run day, and that's only $208 per run day.
Awesome,
So,
Josh. You broke it down like that. That's awesome.
oh yeah, I'm aiming for that premium. Helping as many families as I can.
Cool. And so your lead flow, you're going to have. Tell us a little bit about what leads you're going to buy.
Oh, I'm mixing it up now. Gage, because I was just doing Facebook, and Gage is leading me in the right direction. He's like, you got to start adding some. So I just got an email back from Sasha, so I'm going to be starting that up. I've got my Facebook leads, game time, and I've got those on reoccurring. So every week is just reoccurring, so I don't have to worry about it. And then the instant leads as well. So the mail outs, the instant leads, the 1-month-old leads, I try to get 100 in each zone that I'm in. So if I got 6 to 8 appointments and I'm getting porched and no shows, I'm calling those 100 leads, or I'm knocking at their door.
Yeah, you just do whatever it takes.
Oh yeah.
Robert, before we bring on Marissa, and thank you so much for hopping on today. This has been great, and that phone script is, I hope everyone took notes, because that phone script was awesome. I want you to share, if you have 2 things, maybe you can share with people that are just getting started, people that are kind of on the fence maybe. What are 2 things you think that maybe you wish you would have done in the beginning, or you wish you would have known worked better? If you could change 2 things right in the beginning, what would those things have been? Would you have bought more leads or dialed the phone?
Yeah. I would have gotten more leads instead of just depending heavily on Facebook. So definitely spread it out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread it out so those lead flow can come in. And then the second, what would I have done different?
Or maybe not what you would have done differently. Sorry, I kind of worded that poorly. But maybe something that you think would help someone get off the ground. Like, is there something that...
What Jordan and Gage tell me all the time, fail forward. My first day that I went out in the field, it was actually a Sunday. I wasn't even ready. I didn't have my presentation. I didn't have anything. But through Calendly, 2 appointments were set. And I'm like, oh, crap. I was supposed to start Monday. And so I just went out anyways. I knew I was gonna massacre it, and I did. I massacred the script. I wouldn't have even bought for myself if I was there. I was ready to leave. I'm like, you know what? Don't even buy. I'm not even interested either. And I was ready to leave. But I just failed forward, and I called Gage and I called Jordan, and they're like, dude, it's fine. next one. Your first 100 appointments are going to suck, and then you go from there. And I'm like, all right, so then I went out Tuesday and I just kept going.
That's awesome. Good job. And I think one thing I heard Sean Mike say on one of the calls is the one thing that top producers do is they do a lot less strategizing and a lot more doing. So instead of, thinking what, let's, and I'm guilty of the same thing. I'm like, we got to strategize a lead plan. And Grady's like, stop strategizing and just buy leads. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But so that's the same thing with you, and the same thing with Tori, and the same thing with Marissa and all these other top producers that just started is they just went out and worked, and they didn't have all the answers, and they failed forward, and they learned a lot. So, well, I'm really happy to have you on the team, Robert, and congratulations on all your success. Thank you for coming on.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, we're gonna bring up Marissa now. Marissa, yeah. This one's. Thank you. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Hello, Marissa.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Yeah, for real. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. All right, everybody, this is Marissa Mazziotti. Mazziotti?
Sure.
Use it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marissa, will you tell us a little bit about what you were doing before this and how long you've been with FFL?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have been with FFL, I think 8 or 9 weeks now. I think this is week 8. Excuse me. Before this, I was working in transportation and logistics for organ procurement organizations. So anytime someone gets an organ transplant, we do all the transportation here, California, Texas, kind of everywhere. I had been there for 3.5 years at that point, and then kind of came on here in my first week, I think was middle of July. I think the second week of July was my first week with FFL.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how did you find FFL?
Through your Instagram post.
That's right.
So I had a coworker that I used to work with. He had sent me a post that you had posted about, I made, $10,000 in 2 days or something like that. And I was like, no way. I was like, this is total BS. Like, she's just lying to people. So I kind of blew it off for a little bit. And he had said, I know Ashli from a previous job. I think you had known him or known his family. And he was like, whatever she's doing, I don't know what she's doing, but you should reach out and see because you might be good at it. So I blew it off, kind of thought it was fake. And then probably after a week of the post, I was, at my job, and my job was great. I, was making good money, had full benefits, things like that. I actually loved it. Was really comfortable. And I just kind of realized, like, what am I doing? And so I reached out to your post, said, can you give me more information? And then we got connected.
Yeah, and I remember when we first started talking, you were making $80,000 a year, full benefits, and you said you basically were doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So I like I said, it was very comfortable, very complacent, show up when I want to show up, kind of make the schedule. I would be like my shift, I'd be like at the gym. So that's a dream job. A lot of people dream of having that.
Yeah.
I was also at that point, had finished a bachelor's degree and studying for a master's, and I just didn't see what the next step was. What's the next growth? I can come in every day and work 0 hard and make money, or I can come in every day and work 150% hard and I make the same paycheck. So, it didn't have, what's the next thing? What am I learning? What am I growing towards?
Yeah, you were bored.
Yeah, I was bored, basically.
That's awesome. So when you came to FFL, your first week, what was your first week? What did you submit?
My first week, I think
It wasn't like what you wanted.
No, I think, it was like 3,700.
Okay.
So my first week, I was so uncomfortable on the phones, especially. I'm still pretty uncomfortable on the phones, but I was like, no way that I could do this. I think I sat 5 appointments. My first 3 were just like pretty brutal. And so I almost went back.
I was gonna say you almost quit, right?
Yeah, I almost quit. I called Ashli and I was like, I cannot dial the phones. I don't want to dial the phones. Everyone's hanging up on me. And even from my old job, I'm used to being on the phones, but I would be on the phones, like calling the shots, not like asking other people, if I can come to their house. And so I was so uncomfortable. I was like, no way I can do this. And Ashli was just like, keep your head up, like keep chugging. And, she's giving me extra resources. So that was good. She's like, here's these leads, dial them. Here's these leads, I already dialed through these, dial them again. Send me your dial tracker so I can track your progress. So if it wasn't for you hyping me up and being like, keep your head down and keep going, I might not have, I don't know.
That's all you.
So
But okay, so your first week you did 3,700, and then now you're doing back-to-back 10K weeks.
yeah, so second week of September, I think first week of September, I hit just under 10K, like
know.
9
I
something.
know.
I was like, who am I writing a policy on? I think Joe Smith. I was like, Joe, let's write policies on each other. No, but we didn't do it. So then I hit 10K, and then I hit 10K last week in Kansas City.
Awesome.
well. Yeah.
Awesome. Good job. And what leads are you running?
So I'm just starting to transition a little bit over to mortgage. So I have a couple of those, but I'm mostly happy agent game time
Awesome.
and the CRM. I like the CRM. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I want to run through your in-home. Can we do a little in-home with you today?
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
want to do the?
Do you have your financial inventory, or do you need it?
No, I have it.
Okay.
Do you want to do the whole setup or?
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, Sharon. This setup is perfect.
Okay. Like I'm walking in the door.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like,
You should even show them like your body language of what you do when you're writing things down, and eye contact and all that, because that has a lot to do with it, right?
yeah. So I actually watched a video. I can't remember who
Oh,
was on our
this is-
call a couple calls ago, and he said that he doesn't take anything out of, besides a lead card, he doesn't take anything out when he sits at the table.
Yeah.
So I just recently started doing that, and it's been, working. So if I have a lead card, I'm just like this, like, if it's game time, I'm like, here, Ashley, so this is basically the request that I get, that you sent in. Can you tell me just like a little bit about what you were thinking, what you were focused on when you filled out that request?
Yeah, I just basically wanted to make sure that my cremation was taken care of, and if I could leave a little extra, that'd be nice.
Okay, perfect. That's what most of my clients fill that out for. So you did mention cremation. Sounds like you've thought about it, that you want to be cremated over burial.
Yeah, I think so. That's, yeah, it's
Okay.
probably the least expensive, right?
Yeah, it is the less, have you looked at any costs, researched any costs of that at all?
No, I just saw it on Facebook and figured I might as well
Okay.
try and figure it out.
Okay, great, Ashley. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. I am just a medical underwriter and also an independent broker. So what that means is medical underwriter, I don't get to make any decisions. I just collect, your health information. Me coming out here to your house takes away you having to go to a doctor to get this kind of coverage. It takes that whole step out. So it's a little bit more simplified. So I just collect the information, don't get to make any decisions on behalf of any insurance companies. That being said, it is my job, and I do my best to make you look as good as I can on paper. Okay.
Okay.
And then the second thing, independent broker, means I'm actually licensed with just about every carrier in the state. Okay. So as opposed to being a captive agent that has 1 or 2 products, I have, 20, 30, 40, 50 different options that I can look at.
Okay.
If you're already insured with a company, anything like that, I most likely have access to that company, so I can make sure you're in the best place of something that's affordable, something's comfortable, and something that, meets your family's needs and that you can qualify for, most importantly. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, and then I usually pull out this credibility sheet. And I'm like, Ashley, have you heard of any of these companies at all?
John Hancock, I've heard of them.
Okay. Yeah. So all of these, I always say like, oh, John Hancock, they advertise themselves really well. Same with Mutual of Omaha. Usually like make a joke. And then I'm like, okay, great. So all of these are A-rated carriers. What that means is just like in school, they all get a grade. They've all been around for over 100 years. They're not going anywhere. The other thing about these carriers actually is they are only concerned about your family and your life insurance. Okay. So, AAA, other companies like that, they're all great, but they're concerned with your life insurance, your car insurance, your home insurance. They pick you up on the side of the road when you have a flat tire. These are just concerned about your family. Okay. So that's why I prefer to work with companies like this.
Love that.
So Ashley, what we're going to do today is I'm just going to ask you a couple minutes of health questions, a couple minutes of finance questions. You and I will go over some different programs. And then once we decide on one that works for you and your family, we'll go ahead and fill out a full application and submit a request for coverage. Okay.
Perfect. And I like how Marissa says full application, because she's letting them know what they're going to do today, what she's going to do today. So then when she goes to get all that information, they already understand that she's going to be doing that.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I used to not do, and when I would get to the end of the in-home, I would struggle getting the check, or I would struggle getting, the social. So just right up front, I'm like, okay, and when we fill out that application today, it usually takes, anywhere from 2 days to a week to decide if you're approved or not. What they do during that time, after we submit today, is they will check your social security number with your prescriptions to make sure you are who you say you are, make sure your medical records are correct. The second thing that they'll do is they'll call me for an agent statement, even though they don't do that. I always want to make it seem like I'm working really hard for them. So I'm like, they call me for an agent statement, just ask me how the meeting went, if I saw anything weird. And I always tell them, everything was good. And then the third thing that they're going to do is they're going to validate some bank information. That's just to make sure there's no prior fraud. We're not trying to use my account on your policy, something like that. People always laugh and say like, oh, can you do that? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Then I'm putting myself as a beneficiary.
I like that
And then
word.
they laugh. So
I like that you say validate too.
yeah, they're just going to validate some bank information. We're not taking any money today. I do that up front now because I used to not do it and I would struggle getting the check at the
At
end.
the end.
Yeah. Then I fill out the financial inventory. Do you want to go through that whole thing or just?
Whatever you want, if you feel like there's anything specific. So talk about how you, right in the beginning, I know when you go in, you ask them about why it is that they filled it out. Do you get beneficiary right then and there? Do you start talking about that right away?
Yeah, so depending on what it says on the lead card, like typically it'll say, like if it's a game time lead, it'll say beneficiary child. So I'll be like, oh, okay, so you put your beneficiary here would be your child, tell me a little bit about your family. I'll be like, oh, my son lives with me. I'm okay, what's your son's name? Because then you can use their name.
Throughout the
Oh, their son's
presentation.
name is Jordan. Yeah. Okay, well, does Jordan live here with you? I always try to ask a lot of questions about that so that when it comes to when I asked, do you already have life insurance? If it's yes or no, then I can say, well, what's your backup plan for Jordan or whoever
Yeah.
your son is.
Perfect. I love that. So you like to bring up beneficiary, and right away when you get in the home, you're finding out why it is that you're there.
Yeah.
Because you could go through all these things, and a lot of times you can become really skilled at asking for the banking information and the social, but if you might be able to gather all that information and make the sale, but if they don't know why they're getting it, or we're not reminding them or asking the questions for them to figure out in their mind why they're getting it, they may end up canceling. So I feel like bringing out the need in the home is huge, because a lot of us maybe have sales experience or feel like we're good with people. And so it's easy to sometimes get that information because you're good with your words. But to get policies to stick, I think that it's important to bring that pain out.
Yeah. And if it's a husband and wife or something, I'll always ask like, okay, so, Ashli, if John wasn't here tomorrow, what would that look like for you? Would that be a struggle? Would you be covered? How would you feel about, financially, you're grieving your husband, planning his funeral, just tell me a little bit about that. And usually people get pretty quiet and uncomfortable. And then they're like, yeah, actually it would be a struggle now that you bring it up. And they realize kind of in that moment.
Yeah. And that's one of those moments where you get quiet too and they talk, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I love that. So I don't think you have to go through the financial inventory form unless you want to. I think that was pretty good.
Okay.
Do you want, I know you have a strong phone script. Do you want to go over your phone script, or do you think we want to go over your mortgage phone script?
Sure. Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
because we have a final expense one, we got the instant, and then you can go over the mortgage.
Okay. I don't think I have it, but let's do it.
Do you want me to grab one? Here.
No, that's all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Ashley?
Yes?
Hey, Ashley, this is Marissa. Just giving you a call back about that mortgage protection response card that you filled out and sent into my office. Do you remember doing that?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay, great. Looks like you put on here yourself and then your husband, Roy. Did you fill this out or did Roy fill that out?
I filled it out.
Okay, you filled it out. Awesome. And Ashley, I have your birthday here is 9/21/1996 and Roy's birthday is 9/21/1985. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have the same birthday.
Yeah, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. That's interesting. Okay, Ashley, so the reason I'm calling is because I am the medical underwriter assigned to get you that information that you requested. Okay, the information that you requested is for mortgage protection. These are the programs that if something happens to you or your husband, Roy, in the event of death or sickness, that your family would have some money to pay off the mortgage. Is that kind of what you were looking for?
Yeah, we were hoping to pay it off if either of us died.
Okay, perfect. And Ashley, I have you at 123 Success Lane. Is that correct as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Ashley, the great thing about these programs is they're all non-medical. There's no blood, there's no urine, no physical doctor's exam, nothing like that. They do just have me come by, drop off the information, verify your identity to make sure no one's trying to take out any insurance in your name. You're not hospitalized or bedridden, anything like that. Does that sound pretty fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay, awesome. And
So, but you have to come over to my house, or can you just mail us the information?
yeah, I would love to mail that information, Ashley, because it would make my job a lot easier. Unfortunately, I do have to lay eyes on you, again, for insurance fraud purposes, as well as to make sure, you are who you say you are, you're not on oxygen, anything like that. And Ashley, are you still working or are you retired?
I'm still working. Roy is retired.
Roy's retired, okay. And what time do you typically get in the door from work?
Typically around 7.
Around 7, and Roy's just home at 7 as well?
Yep.
Okay, awesome, Ashley. The reason I'm asking that is because the next 2 days I am dispatched out in your area. Just takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna be seeing a lot of families, just gonna drop by the information, verify, you are who you say you are. If the information helps you, great. If not, no worries. I've done my job. Okay.
Okay.
Ashley, is there any reason you wouldn't be home tomorrow around, looks like I have, hold on one second. Let me just check here. Looks like I have a 6:30, or I could swing by right at 7 p.m. Which one of those works better for you?
I could do 7.
7
7
p.m.
works, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Ashley, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give you a confirmation code. Do you have a pen?
Yeah, I've got a pen right here.
Okay, perfect. It's gonna be M as in Marissa. It's my first name. 13.
Okay.
Just M13, and that's just so you can verify my identity when I get there. I'll go ahead and pull out my state license when I arrive. And Ashley, is it a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
It's a house. Okay. No gate codes, guard dogs, anything like that.
Nope.
Okay, awesome. And Ashley, I'm gonna be driving a black Honda when I get there, just so you know it's me.
Okay, can I give you a call in case we're not home?
Yeah, you can Ashley, but I really need to find a time that you are home and that you and Roy are both going to be there, just because I'm only dispatched out in that area for 2 days. So do you have anything tomorrow that any reason that you think you wouldn't be home at that time?
No, I should be home.
Okay, perfect. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7.
Okay, sounds good. Good job.
Winged it.
That was awesome. Thank you, Marissa, for getting on. Well, you guys, that wraps up the FFL America Weekly Call.
Goals. You gotta hear the goals.
What's up?
You gotta hear the goals.
Oh, yes, Marissa's goals. Marissa, what is your goal and what is your team's goal for October?
Oh yeah. So I just got one writer last week. She's in the field. Shout out to Kelly Dyball. So she had her first week last week. So right now it's just her and I. Just had 2 more people pass the test, and we'll be writing hopefully in October. So that's exciting.
And one of them's in here, right?
He was just here. Yeah, he just passed this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I called him and was like, "Come to the office."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So they'll be bringing a couple people on. But so my personal goal is to do 50K. I would say 50K, 10K a week, because it's a 5-week. And my goal for this month of September was 40K, and I think I'm just a little bit short. So I need to absolutely hit this goal. And then, sales manager or even senior sales manager, if Kelly and we can bring on a couple more writers, can get it, that would be my goal for sure.
That's awesome. I think you can do it.
Now I have to, because I said it on the call.
All right, you guys, have a great week. Make sure you get those 3 mentors, the 3 people that you're going to run with this month, and 3 lead sources, and make sure you write down your goals, whatever they are, and share them with your team. You guys go out there, crush this week 1 of October. Have a good one.
Good job.